Hello, I'm the Dark Master, and welcome back to my LEGO reviews. In today's video, we shall be covering set number 71754, Water Dragon, from the Seabound wave of the Ninjago theme. It comes with 737 pieces in 6 bags and has 5 minifigures. As always, let us start with the figures. From left to right, we have Inargenia, Scuba Zane, Kalmar, and a pair of Murray guards. Let us start with the heroes. Inargenia is clearly meant to be Nia when she became one with the Endless Sea at the end of the season. It is also an allusion to the 2012 form of the ninja when they achieve their true potential. However, if I am honest, this is far above them in terms of quality. First, starting with the hair, it is a nice translucent light blue that really looks like water and is complemented by a navy blue. Headband. Sure, it's not show accurate, but I think it's unfair to dismiss its quality due to a lack of consistency. Plus, the molding really looks like water. Removing her hair, we go down to her face. Her head is molded in a very nice pale bluish white, also seen on the Blizzard Samurai, and her face has a determined frown, surrounded by numerous wavy patterns of two distinct blue colors. Overall, a fantastic print that is very distinctive. Sadly, due to the nature of the translucent hair, she doesn't have an alternative expression, because otherwise it would be shown. But that's fine. The thing we get is perfectly acceptable. Going further down, we see she has a light blue bandana, which, when used, makes her seem even more serious. Going further down, it is here we see Nia has a lot of extra additions that really emphasize how she's one with water, way more than a regular minifigure. First, we have this backpack piece that can clip on four things. In this case, there are these four pieces which contain these delightful, what I believe to be Lego elf pieces in translucent light blue. They can be articulatable both back and forth and rotate around. Overall, really good. Now let us go to the torso. The print is just astounding, and it really looks like a huge wave incarnated into a humanoid form, with light sea foam and currents set upon a dark navy blue background. The arms are asymmetrical. One has a fully navy blue coloration, while the other has a translucent arm and pale bluish white hands. It really highlights the watery nature of this specific area. Going to her back, we must remove the backpack, but we then see a huge water symbol surrounded by a giant vortex of water. Despite not being seen usually, it is still an absolutely gorgeous print that is striking. Going down to her legs, much like her back, there's a specialized piece that I'll cover first before going to her legs proper. We see there is a huge wave piece that really looks like an upgraded ghost leg piece. The molding here is exquisite, with the nice wave shapes, and honestly just looks beautiful with all the whirls and holes. It's molded in navy blue and translucent light blue. While it is admittedly very specialized, I could easily see it recolored like the ghost tail was, and I hope to see that. It also provides far greater stability to the figure, especially with the backpack on, When she's just on her legs, it can be very back heavy. Speaking of, looking at her legs, they are navy blue with a continuation of the great wave printing from the torso. It looks beautiful. For weaponry, Nia wields these hand blast pieces molded in translucent blue, first used by Iron Man in the Lego Marvel theme. They work fine, but do be careful not to lose them. Overall, this is an excellent figure that really captures Nia becoming one with the ocean. Now let's go to the next hero of the set, Scuba Zane. Starting with his head, he wears a headpiece that combines the scuba goggles with the ninja hood. In Zane's case, the piece is molded in white and translucent blue. Removing the helmet, we see the same head for Titanium Zane that has been used for some time. He has a greatly angled scowl with no alternative face, instead having a plug-in port. It's fine, but nothing we have not seen before. Going down from that, we see he has this beautiful scuba gear piece. It looks amazing and it's rubbery, so it doesn't risk breaking and is just really well integrated. Going down from there, we see his torso print is nice as he has a white wetsuit with silver armor set over it. It's nice. Going to his back print, upon removing the scuba gear, we can see it's similar but with more armor. I am not entirely sure why an android needs scuba gear since they don't have lungs, but eh. His arms are white with black hands. Going down to his legs, they have some nice details like the belt and knee armor. On his feet, he has a pair of black flippers that are perfectly utilitarian. For weaponry, Zane wields two, a silver katana which is perfectly utilitarian and basic, and an underwater dart gun that uses a ski piece as a sight. Overall, a great figure. Now let us dive into the villains. Starting with Kalmar, he has a completely new head mold. It is very well done and distinctive, with three head fins and tentacle mustache. I must say, one thing that's slightly off is the color of his eyes are completely wrong, looking more like his dad Trimar. Despite that, it is still an excellent piece that gives Kalmar a pretty good silhouette. Going down from there, we see he wears spiky golden paladins that look fine. Going further down, we see his front torso print has cyan colored pecs with a Punisher like skull pendant in gold with chains. There is also some purple octopus rubbery skin. His arms are purple with golden hands. Going to the back, unlike the ninja and other figures, we can clearly see it, being a turtle shell-esque armor piece that looks pretty good. Going down, we see he has a specialized tentacle leg piece that truly has some beautiful molding, especially on the tentacles. Look at those suction cups. The piece has some front printing that is kind of odd. Like, no offense, but I don't think you would have this sort of waist armor when you don't have legs, if you know what I mean. For weaponry, Kalmar wields a mighty golden trident that has a sai tacked onto the end. Truly gargantuan. Luckily, his legs allow him to have some great stability. Overall, he's an amazing head villain of the wave, with an excellent figure that is distinctive among other Ninjago villains. Now let us go to the foot soldiers. The Murray Guard's head is a recolor of the Pyro Whipper in black and teal. Some have complained that this is lazy, but I would say that due to it being so distinctive in coloration and not transparent, that it is fine. Plus, they are eels. Trust me, it is not the worst recolor of this piece ever. We shall see it in the future, trust me. In either case, it's a really good mold, and it is honestly pretty well done. Going down from there, we see the guard has Mr. E's armor molded in gold with nice layered paladins. It is a good piece and nice to see it in different colors. Going further down from there, we see his torso has some golden armor set upon black skin with cyan scales. Going to the back, the printing is luckily not as covered by the armor as the ninja, though it is slightly more so than by Kalmar. Overall, it's simpler, but again, decent printing. The Murray Guard's arms are black with cyan hands that are fine. Going down to his legs, we see he has some decent printing. Similar to Zane, he has flippers. This time, however, they are organic and molded in cyan. It helps to distinguish them from the ninja's inorganic ones, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. Now, for weaponry, this guard wields a recolor of the dragon hilt in black with a sai. It's pretty utilitarian, but the hilt is a nice recolor. The second Murray guard is identical except for the weapon, in his case being a large sword with a curved blade. It has the same handle, and it is slightly more interesting than the sai weapon overall. These are ideal for foot soldiers because they can be easily masked and overall look really cool. These are excellent, though they're not the most original. Now, let's go to the pieces. This set has the most pieces of any set that I have reviewed so far, with a load of quality choices that will greatly please any mockist. The translucent blue pieces, the slopes and all the shades of blue, the dragon headpiece, all just glorious to behold. The cloth wing pieces are stunning and really look like waves morphed into the skin flaps of a bat like wing. The stickers of the set are all amazing. They really contribute to the waviness of the dragon, especially those along the side. The ones on the head bear the water symbol, surrounded by the vortex of water, very similar to the one on the back of Nia, which, if you've watched the show, makes sense. The ones on the sides of Zane's submarine are probably the most forgettable, though again, you can leave them off. Overall, the stickers are great and greatly improve the set. As I stated before, you can always leave them off if you have a visceral hatred for stickers. But I would highly recommend against doing so, especially on this set. Now that we've wrapped up the pieces and stickers, let us start with what they build. And oh boy, this set has 3 substantial builds. So let us start with the 2 side builds, specifically the terrain build. This build is clearly meant to invoke the feeling of an underwater ruin long abandoned, as it is a shrine for the wave amulet, set upon a pair of tan base plates that look like the marine sediment. We glance and see a Lego plane piece and several golden bars used as steps. It honestly comes off pretty well. I just wish that there was one more piece to make the last gold bar higher. Going up from there, there is coral that is built using those nice translucent blue pieces, also used on Nia and the dragon, and these ice cream pieces. These rocks have an asymmetric look thanks to these nice slope pieces. The shrine itself uses these teal quarter circle plate pieces and true tridents that give it an Atlantean vibe as it holds the wave amulet. The wave amulet is the sole collectible of the wave. Get it? This Beyblade looking thing is very well molded and has the emblem of Wojira. It's like the storm amulet but with translucent blue instead of purple. Overall, a good piece. This build is similarly overall decent, with the coral being slightly articulatable a little. Now let's go to the vehicle of the set. So, Zane's mini sub is a small, decent build. At the front, we see a pair of golden ski pieces used as guns, as well as this new mold of a windshield piece in gold and translucent blue. It's really good with a nice aesthetic, but it's a shame that it leaves a gap to the interior. Speaking of the interior, the sub is pretty basic, but has plenty of room for Zane to sit in it. Going to the side, we see the sub has nice shaping with OK stickers and a pair of cute orange wings that can be moved up and down. There's also these slopes on the back that are the same color. Going to the end, we see a massive propeller, which was originally a Spinjitzu piece, funnily enough, meaning it is one of the oldest pieces still in use. Overall, a great little build, but enough about it. Let us start on the main attraction, the water dragon. The water dragon is the longest dragon I've held yet, at a massive 24 inches long. Starting with her head, we see she uses the same top half as the jungle dragon, this time molded in light blue. She also has symmetrical pupilless eyes and numerous wave patterns that give her a distinctive aura. The top of her head has a lot of navy blue with a slow piece that bears a sticker with a familiar symbol. She also has two pairs of horns. The first are these golden barbs, and then there are these longer, translucent blue horns that can be rotated forwards and back. Going to the lower pair of jaws, we see she has a new jaw piece. Unlike the Overlord Dragon or Wojira, it is far more refined, with smaller teeth and a crimson chin, both connected by droid arms. They have a lot of articulation that can go really far. Going to the neck, we see she has a small segment with a pair of teal flags. It has great articulation on both ends. The second part of the neck is longer. They can only be marginally articulated, thanks sadly due to the nature of the chest area. First, there is this scale armor that can be articulatable front and back, plus a pair of bumper pieces and a handlebar that is completely worthless as is nowhere for a character to ride her. Could at least have been navy blue, but eh. Going to the shoulders, we see the rest of the set stickers put to good use, only furthering the ocean aesthetic put in place here. The front legs are sturdy thanks to a ratchet joint. The upper leg is great with some nice shaping and colors reminiscent of waves. The feet are just adorable thanks to three black claws and two cool light slopes in teal. For its wings, they are unique among the dragons of Ninjago. Thanks to their construction, they seem more like an extension of the body than being tacked on like some other dragons are. The white tips of the end of the wing are pretty nice, though sadly I cannot say the same for the function. While yes, it is consistent and it does work most of the time, and does seem unique, it could have been a bit stronger as sometimes it barely moves. But I will say, when it does look like the waving motion of waves at sea. Going down the back, we see loads of navy blue slopes, while the sides are covered with a lighter shade of blue plus translucent pieces. Near the back pair of legs, we see this dragon has distinct waist flexibility that only furthers the articulation snake slash wave aesthetic attitude of the build. While the lower back is nothing special or just a continuation of the main body, the back legs, however, are pretty good, the upper being a slimmed down version of the front. The feet even have an adorable pair of flippers. And these legs, as with the front, have all the articulation you would expect. They can go forward and back at the waist as well as at the ankle. Going down to the tail, it has five segments. The first is the bulkiest, with the most light blue on the sides and a cute little translucent pyramid piece. The second segment is mostly identical, maybe a little smaller, minus the translucent blue. The next two segments are slimmer, with fewer pieces, and are actually identical, while the final segment is great thanks to the usage of those translucent blue pieces. Combined, the tail and waist articulation gives this dragon some really good serpentine motions. in hand, and it's far more flexible than past dragons, really giving that Eastern aesthetic. Going a quick look at the bottom, the chest area is pretty bad, as are the wings, but I must commend the attempt to cover other parts of the body with a translucent blue inverted circular plates. Overall, how is this set? Well, the figures are all amazing, the two side builds are quaint but well done, and the water dragon is easily the second best dragon of Ninjago that I've personally owned, after the Overlord dragon, and though I'm a little bit biased. Sure, there are flaws like Kalmar's eyes, but who cares? This set is well worth the buy, and I'd highly recommend you give it a shot. I'm the Dark Master, and join me next time on my LEGO reviews. Have a great day.